Hello everyone, Priyesh Singh Sanger here. So today's lecture uh, is on central place theory, which belongs to 10 of models theories paper 1 of Indian geography optional paper. So this model was propounded first time by Walter Christaller in 1933 in his work called The Central Place Theories in Southern Germany and modified in 1940 by August Losch. So this theory is a locational theory that locational theories of urban settlement which try to seek how different central places or the settlements in a given country or a region are arranged or organized or distributed of different sizes, shape, and what are the function of each settlement and what is the spacing between the. So, what is an objective of this theories? So, the purpose of central place theory role. What's or no? Its objective is to explain the distribution pattern. Distribution pattern of different settlements or different sizes. Okay, from smallest to the biggest when it is arranged in a given region. So, what is the different type of hierarchy emerged, or the spacing between the different central places arise? What are the different numbers of central places at each level exist? What are the functions of each central place? So function itself means the goods and services offered by each central place. So we try to explain all this. So this theory was given by two scholars. One is Walter Christlow of Germany. He was economist as well as a eminent geographer who tried to explain how the cities or towns are being arranged and what are the functions uh, are performed by each cities. And this is modified in later on by August Losch. August Losch. Let's see the Walter Christlow concept first. So Walter Christlow represented his work in his book called The Central Places in Southern Germany, which published in the year 1933. And August Losch modified the central place theories of Christlow in 1940 in his the book called as The Spatial Organization of Economy in 1940. So, what is central place? Central place is a settlement. Okay, first you understand what is a central places are. Central places, it's nothing but it's a different type of settlement. Settlement means place of residence. The place of residence may be small or big. Okay, maybe a small village or hamlet, villages or small town to big town or the national capital or conurbation. So cluster. So entire theory of Christlow is based on certain assumptions. So assumptions could be grouped in two categories. One is a geographical assumptions. Okay, and second we call human behavioral assumptions. Behavioral assumptions. What are geographical assumptions are? So he assumed that his theory that there is a flat surface, which uniform surface, homogeneous surface. He called it such flat plane as isotrophic surface, which is unbounded, similar climatic and topographic condition. Uniformity exists all around, which is not hindered by any kind of physical barrier. So it's completely unbounded. So it's a homogeneous and flat plane. Generally, the planes are acting as this. Okay, this is a geographical assumption. Second, he as a human behavioral assumption. So he also assumed in a particular flat isotopic surface, the population is distributed evenly with equal purchasing power and similar type of consumer behavior. So consumer behavior is that they try to oh, arrange their place on the basis of the demand of goods and services, and assumption is that the demand is same type, similar demand. Okay, similar demand because of equal distribution of population, same income level, same consumer preferences. Not only this thing, he also assumed there is a perfect competition among the producers of goods and services. Okay, and so that's why the producers are also equally and evenly distributed. Central places' role is to provide goods and services, and each central places is a type of settlement offering different types of goods and services. On the basis of the level of goods and services offered, places are he divided into two categories: low levels, low order settlement, and the high order settlement. So low order settlements are those that is providing goods and services of necessary daily use. Okay, so that is only providing the necessities of life, so which is easily available nearby. And the high order services and goods are those which is only offering or providing the luxuries of the life, both belongs to goods and service category. And the logic is that each consumer try to cover the least distance. Okay, so in order to reduce the transporting cost, they try to fetch the particular goods and services. For the luxury good, they can go to a longer distance, and for the necessities, they try to fetch the goods from the nearest uh, shop. So it follows the principle of distance decay, and he also assumed that transportation cost is same in all the direction. It's only assume a single mode of transport. Okay, single mode of transport. He assumed it. So this is the assumptions of Christlow. Now, his entire Christlow model of central place based on two concepts. One he called as threshold, and second he called as what called the range. What is threshold and what is a range? Threshold means the the minimum number of people or minimum number of population to sustain any economic activity is called as threshold, and the range is the maximum distance traveled by a consumer to fetch at particular goods, totally depending on the type of goods, low level or the high level goods and services. Okay, so threshold, suppose this is a central place. This is a central place. And now central places try to produce certain goods and services. Okay. And which economic activity is economically sustainable or viable or profitable? Only those which has minimum number of a population or the consumer nearby. So that is called the threshold. Okay, so this is called the threshold. And now its hinterland, the people is also coming from the hinterland to get particular goods and services of higher order, and that maximum distance traveled by consumer. traveled by consumer is called the range. For we know for the luxuries or higher order goods and services, the consumer can travel longer distance. Okay, and now, so this is the two concept, and this logic is that maximization of profit. Any place could be organized or arranged on the logic of maximization of profit, because he was influenced highly by two scholars uh, of locational theory. One by Weber industrial locations model, industrial locational model. Weber tried to identify best site to set up a factory or industries to maximize the profit, or even by agricultural model given by von Thunen. So von Thunen agricultural locational model also. He also, so the maximization of profit totally based on reduction in cost of production, or the just maximizing the sale, the sale, and this is only possible on the basis of two words. This is threshold and the range. Threshold is decided by the minimum population, and the range is decided by the maximum distance traveled by a consumer is. Okay, on the basis of this two concept, he tried to organize a region and try to locate how central places should be arranged. First question arises, what is the shape of the central places are? So in an isotropic space, okay, in an isotropic space, which is a flat surface, he tried to see how the central place should be look like. So he tried to get two kind of shape. Suppose this is a central place. Okay, one is a circular shape. So and second called the square shaped. When he is putting a circular shape, two kind of problems are arising in the circular shapes. Okay, either the circular shapes are widely separated, which you can see here. So there will be unserved area. If they're closely packed, circles are closely packed, they may be overlapping. Okay, overlapping. So the various resources is not completely sold because of imperfect competition, and every people is not getting the resource. So there are two problems in the circular regions. If it is very closely packed, overlapping would be there. Okay, or if it is widely separated each circles, then unserved areas would be there too. So they tried another a type of a market area for every central place shape. So now the second shape we assumed is square. In a square, the problem, like when we draw the square as a shape, okay, square as a shape of central places, and what is going to arise? So these are not equidistant from every point actually. It's not equidistant. So this problem is of equidistance are not equidistant, you can call it. So now the compromise has to be made between its circular and the square shape. The area served by every central place, it's called its hinterland. Okay, just one more terminology you can understand. It's called the hinterland. So the compromise between both circular and the square shaped hinterland, or the complementary area around the central place is hexagonal in shape. So this is the right because it can avoid both the problems which is caused by circular geometry as well as square geometry. Now, according to Christlow, the entire isotropic plane consists of nested hexagonal market area, uh, because it is providing the maximization of the use of the natural resource, that is a land flat surface. Okay, so in this diagram you can see how the hexagonal structures are arranged in each other. The bigger the dots is representing higher order, and the smaller dots are indicating next lower order central places. Okay, and now he arranged the places from the smallest to the biggest in a given region, and this concept he called as urban hierarchy or settlement hierarchies. So this was a result of a consumer behavior in the system of different central places of various sizes. Okay, each center will supply particular types of goods, forming levels of urban hierarchy. You can see in this sketch, like from the smallest, like few isolated houses called as hamlets, and then group of hamlets forming a revenue village, and group of villages forming a small tehsil towns, and towns become cities, cities to urban agglomeration, mega city, national capital, even the conglomerations, all these things. So as we go higher in the hierarchy, so this is higher up, so you can see the number of settlements are decreasing. But the distance uh, between the bigger order, larger order central places is is large. And now these are the smaller order, okay, low order central places. But these are what called higher order central places. So what is a difference between higher order uh, and the lower order central places is, so it's nothing but the distance, the functions they performed. Lower order performed lower order of functions, like that when the goods and services offered by lower order places are the needs or the necessities or daily use material is available here. So the consumer can does not prefer to go longer distance for the necessity items. So they all but the luxurious goods and services, they can consumer can travel longer distance. That is available in the higher order central place, like car. Just when you want to buy a car or a luxury electronic item, they can go a longer distance. That is big cities and towns. But for the grocery items, they can only prefer the lower order. Okay, now entire objective of urban settlement theories on central place concept is to find out the distribution pattern in a given region of different sizes of settlements. So it totally based on the concept of different types of what goods and services offered. So we already understood there are two types of goods and services. One we called as those of daily use called necessities, which is available in lower order, and the preferences is lower range here, and the lower threshold would be there. Okay, but for the higher order goods and services, which are luxuries, which have higher ranges and higher threshold, higher cell. Now, when we see in the hierarchy, so the central place theories try to explain the different level of central places, lower order or higher order central places. That is determined by the sizes. Big, larger towns are in higher order, and the distance between them, or spacing between them. So higher order central places are widely separated. Okay, lower order central places are closely separated, and the functions are accordingly. Now, in an ordinary arrangement of urban hierarchy, 7 different principal orders of settlements have been identified by Christlow, providing different groups of goods and services. Settlements are regularly spaced, have hexagonal market area, and most efficient in numbers and function. The different layout predicted by crystallers have k values, which shows how much the sphere of the central place takes in the central place itself count as one, and each portion of satellite place as the next one. Okay, so this guy called Christlow tried to have network of hexagonal lattice, and the central places are arranged in it on the basis of the value of k. So he has assumed different models. So three models he predicted on the basis of the value of k. So value of k is representing the type of market area. So he has given a three models, okay, on the basis of k values. K, if k equal to 3, he called marketing principle. If k equal to 4, he called transporting principle. And k equal to 7, he called as the administrative principle. This is the administrative principle. K equal to 4, called as transporting principle. K equal to 3, he called as marketing principle. So how hexagonal lattices or central places are arranged. Let's see here. Now, in this diagram, where k value, case 1, k value equal to k3. So this is called as marketing principle. So right here k equal to 3 means, suppose this is a hexagonal structure you assumed. You can draw along with me. Okay, this is the one central place. Now you think, guys, so here this is the higher order central place, and next lower order central place is at the vertex here. Is at the vertex. Look at it, the smaller in size. The dots are indicating. Now, so only 1/3 of each next order can come to the bigger central place. You can see here. So total there are 6 vertexes or 6 central places, and 1/3 is only capable of coming to this larger central place. Okay. And then this larger central place can serve itself, so it is the one it is offering the services. So you can do the calculation in this way. So the total k equal to 3 in this way. So that means the market here it is serving 3 centers actually, 3 central places. Okay, I hope you can understand this diagram. So here central places are located at where? At the vertex. You can think of at the vertex. Next loop at the vertex. Location of. Now when k equal to, okay, when k equal to 4, case 2, that is called transporting principle. K equal to 4 called transporting principle. So what happened here? Okay, what happened here? So here the central places are located. Next level is not at the vertex but at the transporting route. So transporting route is what? What is a transporting route? You can see this. Okay. So this is a hexagonal structure. Okay, this is a hexagonal structure. This is the one central place. Okay. Okay, the bigger central place, and next second order is located at the not at vertex but at the edges, center of the edges. Okay, these are 6 places. Now, how many can come to the central place? only half can come to the central place. You can see here. So the possibility is from the 6 next order to come to this central place is how many? Like out of 6, only half of them could be served, and one itself it is serving, so it become 3 plus 1, so total become 4. In this place, in this way also, the central place could be arranged. That's called transporting principle. So okay. When case third, he also assumed when k equal to 7, he called this principle as what? Administrative principle. So here the logic is that every central place can govern the next level of central places with complete authority, and the powers functions are not shared here. Like here, functions are not shared. Functions are not shared because legally, constitutionally, the places are under one central place itself, not and functions are not shared at all. So in this case, next central places completely falls under what? Under bigger central place. Let's see this. This is the one bigger central place. Other central places are here, like which all are located inside actually. Are located inside, and they will be served by the higher order only. So the total, that means bigger order is serving itself plus the next 6 order. So it becomes 7 in this manner. So all administrative functions are like this only. Now using all these principles K3, 4 or 7, when places are being organized or uh, and then we can see that how the places have been identified. What he identified is hierarchy. Okay, so hierarchy means every place is been arranged from lower order to the higher order of settlement. So larger the settlements in size, fewer in the number they can be. So what he has identified is, first he identified the hierarchy on the basis of the K, hierarchy of central places. Hierarchy of what called central places. They are not of same type. So on the basis of size and spacing. On the basis of size and spacing. Okay, what is that called? Bigger central places. Bigger central places like conurbation or the national capital cities or the regional capitals or bigger towns, mega cities, all these are of higher order central places called higher order central places. Like small towns, villages, hamlets become the lower order central places. So what is he identified is the larger order settlements are larger in size but fewer in number. Okay, and so and the distance between the larger central places are also what? Large. You can see from the diagrams here also. Okay, you can see like these are bigger places. The distance between the larger centers are large as compared to the smaller. Okay, and they are few in numbers. Like smaller places are large in number. As the settlement increases in size, range, and the number of function will also increase. As the settlement increases in size, number of higher order services will also increase. This shows that greater degree of specialization occurs in the services The higher order of goods and services are more durable and variable, the larger the range of goods and services. On the basis of this hierarchy, pyramids of shopping centers, news agents, which sells lower order service. These centers are small. At the top of the pyramid are the centers selling the higher order goods. Okay. So, can you give the examples of lower order goods and services offered at the smaller places? Okay, like newspapers, stall, grocery item, bakeries, post office. These are all lower order services. So lower orders are available in the where in the lower order central place. Does not mean it is not available in the higher order central place. It do available, but in the higher order, apart from these lower order services, it also offered higher order goods and services like jewelry, big malls, airport, electronic items, car. So luxury goods. Okay, here is a luxury is are available. Here is the necessities. One more you think in this second concept he developed a pattern. So this all the central places are an hexagonal in structure. Hexagonal in structure because of their equidistance and equidistance from each other of same level. And second point is the hexagon are highly efficient to for the utilization of the resources. Okay, the hexagonal lattice observed. So because it bring out most efficient pattern to serve the area without any overlap or unserved or just longer or shorter distance, all are equidistance. So in an ordinary arrangement of urban hierarchies, she identified different principles. Okay. Now, the next observation which comes out, this theory may vary with local factors. It's not same actually because of climate, topography, history of development, technological improvement, or personal preferences of consumers and suppliers. So when we are evaluating central place theory of Christaller, so there is some local factors, influences uh, these hexagonal lattices or the spacing or equidistance. That above two factors could local factors. What are the local factors that can affect the validity of central place theory? So, so local factors vary, such as climate, topography, or technological improvement, advancement with time, personal preferences of consumers and suppliers. Okay, we already know the consumer of higher order or economic status tends to be more mobile and therefore bypass the center by providing only lower orders goods and services. So economic status of consumer in an area is also very important. The application of central place theories a can be depends on the planning of shopping centers, location, what is available, purchasing power, density affect the spacing of the right population density of a region is not same always. Population density. Grocery shops able to survive in an isolated locations, but the bigger shops of specialized goods only in the bigger towns. So this concept is also used for in to provide a way for consumption pattern like supply chain. Okay, supply chain management used for supply chain management and the land use for industrial location or even are just arranging what called the different uh, services to the people or the governance supply chain management or the supplying governance to the people. Okay, poor accessibility. This can limit the extent of these characteristic. So even the competition, if you are observing with right. So application, when you are trying to see the application of central place theory of Christlow, so there is poor accessibility. So the application gets affected. So application or example of central place theory today. CPT of Christlow. Central place theory of Christlow is when it is applied. Uh, okay, so you can see that few applications are existing. Newly reclaimed uh, polders of Netherlands provide an isotropic plane on which settlement have developed, and in certain areas, area six small towns can be seen surrounding a larger towns. Best example is seen at the newly land which is claimed called as polder. Newly reclaimed. These are case studies. Okay, newly reclaimed polder land of Netherlands. You can see the principle that big town is surrounded by a small six six towns. So, okay, this is one case studies in the Netherlands. Okay, the fence of East Anglia also there. Fence of East Anglia in UK. Even the Cambridge and the surrounding towns can satisfy the transporting principle in UK. Cambridge city in UK can satisfy the principle of K equal to 4 transporting. In India, there are 4 regional centers, all 4 metro cities. In India, not at the country level, 4 regional centers are existing in India. Okay, 4 regional centers like or 4 metro cities. You can see that arrangement also. Now, question arises: is this theory of Chrysler is properly applied or applicable? Answer is no. So it has been criticized also. This theory is highly criticized also. So why it has been criticized? Because of assumptions. Okay, all his assumptions is being attacked by other scholars. Been attacked by other scholars. So can you think, guys, what kind of assumptions? Two categories of assumptions. One from geographical isotropic plane. So no plane could be isotropic. Okay, flat surface, uniform from all directions, similar climate, topography. So there are physical barrier, resource barriers are existing, or topographic barriers are existing. Okay. And second is human are not rational, not equally distributed. So they have not same incomes, not same preferences. Preferences are different. Even the suppliers are not a perfect competition. There may be in unequal competition do exist among the scholars, among the producers. So assumptions have been attacked. Okay, because of diversification. Next problem arise because of time, like local factors. Local factors, local factors is playing an important role, such as climate, topography, history of development, technological improvement, personal preferences of consumers and suppliers. Okay, even this economic status of economic status of consumers. Like American or European consumers are different from Indian consumers. So that is not equally applicable actually. Even the awareness of the people, economic status, awareness of people. In spite of all this, okay, in spite of all this, this theory is highly applied for. This theory is highly applied for the locational arrangement of shopping centers. Arrangement of um, shopping centers, or also this theory is also used for growth pole and growth centers, growth pole and growth center with little modification. So which is for economic, uh, even used for the governance, used for the government to extend the government services. Okay. Now, one modification given by Losch. So, what is the Losch model? So, modification in central place theories of Christaller is given by August August Losch. He is also an economist from Germany. Okay, his model postulated that there is one superior center where all goods are produced. The size of the center increases with distance from the central place, and those small centers tends to be located about halfway in between the larger ones. Okay. So he also considered the size of hexagon not only in relationship to geographical centers but also in relation to the goods and services produced. This particular center may have several hexagonal markets for its different products as transporting cost is a function of distance. So in his analysis of loss, he tried to find out optimal density of urban place in a given area and to show that the system of settlement represented by points from form a place lattice like the crystal only to show that demand is maximized at each place if surrounding market area are hexagonal. So August laws assume the same way as the Chrysler, he assumed that isotropic surface transporting cost follows the distance decay principle. That means as we are moving away, the cost is decreasing, isn't it? As we are coming closer to the center. Next, August come also think that particular center may have several hexagonal market for different products. Each functions form its own lattice or market area superimposed. So what he did actually, so he has assumed, he has done two changes in the one. So so different values. He has taken several values of k. That means not only marketing or transporting or administrating function, so other functions are also possible. So he took k equal to 3, 4, 6, 7, 12, 21, 19, and so on like that, many. Second he had done is overlapping. So like, so he has taken for every value of k, there there are hexagonal structure come and they overlap over a same center, single center. So overlapping in several hexagon, several values of K over same central place. Then he discovered that nesting of tributaries area. Okay, so after nesting he find out this kind of diagram. You can see this. This is the first, second, third, like A one, K one, the second type B, then C, then D. So then after that he find it out. So that entire city could be grouped into two categories. Okay. So this is a major center. So city rich and city poor sectors will be emerging. So this model is more real but complex to represent actually compared to the crystal. So Losch's theory of settlement distribution is interlocking the meshes of many different K values produce the city rich and city a poor sectors around a regional capital city, which you have seen this. Okay. So major problem is loss is that it's very difficult to draw the structure. So approaches first uh, is identify a bigger city, national capital city, and then surrounding take different functions, give 3, 4, 6, 7, like that, 12, 21. After taking all this, you try to draw the different hexagons, and after drawing the different hexagons, overlapping them, after overlapping them, then you will find a concentration in one particular region. So that concentration becomes city rich area, and where it's less concentration called city poor region. Suppose in this area is more concentration emerged called city rich. Okay, city rich, and this area is less city poor. Like that is start emerging actually. So this model has great applications because it represents the real world, but it's a little but complex. Guys, this is for this model. Please see the applications in India and the world context of this, and it's very important for the mains. Thank you.